Welcome. And welcome to the show. I'm Joey Wobbs. This is Mike's. We probably gonna end up doing this probably a much more than just a West Ham game here. But you know, it's our weekly trip to the Bubbles Town. Um we have to talk about how West Ham has been doing because I thought they would be doing a lot better than what they have been doing. We're going to talk about Chelsea, obviously, because this is the Chelsea channel. I was, you know, but really, we're going to talk about what we see happening for this game, and then potentially what the rest of the season is going to be looking like. Like we're going to go about what the formation, the not really just formation, but what we will see as a starting lineup. And then not only will we do starting lineups between the two of us, we'll do best 11 as well between both of us. So welcome everybody to the channel. Make sure you're liking and subscribing to the channel. Big up everyone that's coming over from RSM's channel. I know that RSM was just live, and that's the homie. So I always big up to him always, every single time. All right. Let's pull up a formation 11. One of my favorite things to do on here because I'm a tactico. I'm a tactico. All right, we're going to talk about Chelsea first because I think most people are overthinking the fuck out of our formation and what we're going to be looking like. So I'm just going to hit it to you guys as straight and as forward as possible because I don't believe that really we're going to be doing much more. Should I be zooming in? About maybe one more zoom. All right. So, we'll be we'll be in our normal I think it'll be more like this. Nico's going to start because I don't believe he will start Nkunku up top, even though I would love would I die for him to play Nkunku up top over Nico. I would love for that. But I'm a Nkunku stan, just a bit of a stan with him. We know it should be Sancho probably, but it's going to probably be Neto again. This is going to be Palmer again. This is going to be Madueke. Probably Madueke's last real chance at being a starter in that spot, like a consistent starter. So he probably needs to score in this game, in my opinion. This, I think, will be Enzo. It'll be Caicedo. And this is the one. These positions are the ones that I'm not interested in the most because I do think that there is a chance that he'll start Lavia. This is Gusto. Levi. No, this is Cucurella. Levi. He's gotten his name back, by the way, boys. He's had 2 good performances in a row. He is not Lamar Samuels anymore. And Fofana. And Sanchez, obviously, starts in goal. What you saying, Mikes? Big up, C-Mac. I appreciate you, brother.
Big up, C-Mac. Well, in terms of that lineup, I'd be scared of it if what's coming out of West Ham is true, especially with Emerson is a doubt. So Soufal might have to play right back. Yeah, so Soufal might have to play right back, and
Soufal might have to play right back.
Yeah, and then Wan-Bissaka left back.
Okay, Wan-Bissaka versus Neto will be a good matchup, but you don't think he'll play Wan-Bissaka on the left or on the right?
That's what I'm saying. Wan-Bissaka will play on the left, and Soufal will play on the right.
Okay, instead of the right.
That's why I'm shitting it because Neto versus Soufal.
Yeah. Madueke, and I mean, AWB's probably been one of your best players.
Yeah, he has.
Like, that's crazy to say. I would have never have guessed that, to be honest. I didn't think he would have this type of revival either, though. So, yeah, he's been good. He's been good. I think personally, my man, the where you guys are gonna have the most issues is gonna be the progression, obviously, between the Guido, Rodriguez, and Alvarez defending this man right here. And it could be this man being Felix in the second half, and that's where I really, really think that you guys could have some problems if it is when it is Felix in the second half here, because I do believe Felix will come on, and I think big time here when it comes to when you're talking about specifically how we play to the way that you play. It's really what can the wingers do, right? It's when it comes to you guys, it's like, what can your wingers do? If Gusto has a good game against, which I think Gusto will probably be a little deeper in this game, more or less. I think he'll be a little bit deeper, more of a pivot than anything. And it may be like this as well, because I think that he's going to want Gusto to be able to cover this area very, very quickly.
Yeah.
Because this is going to be Kudus all day in this area, all day in this sideline right here. This is going to be just Kudus. As much of Kudus as we can see on this sideline right here. And then with Cucurella against Bowen, I actually think that's a better matchup than people expect it to be. Like, I don't think Bowen, like, Cucurella really, really gets hurt by blistering pace. And I think Bowen's more of like a, not blistering pace, but he's fast enough, but he's also technical enough where he can do pretty much anything that he needs to. So I think that's a better matchup than people are giving it up for. And then what Antonio do we see this game? Because we've seen Antonio destroy us before, right? He's probably we're probably one of his favorite teams to play against.
Sure.
So, but I mean, we saw Antonio at the end of last year. I know that you warned us about the game last year when we beat you guys 5-0. Like that you guys weren't up for it, and you could see it in Antonio big time.
Yep.
Big time. So do you want to open this website up so you can have the keys?
Sure.
Buildthelineup.com. Buildlineup.com.
Okay. Give me a sec. But yeah, like, that's the thing with like Antonio, like, he's been terrible this season as well. So that doesn't help. But I don't think we're gonna see that same Antonio again, where it's like the bully and all of that. Like, it's just an Antonio that's done out here as a starter. Just very tight. He already had a bad touch as it was, but we're just seeing it constantly now. So it's kind of annoying, but every footballer falls off eventually.
Yeah.
But we're kind of seeing that, and that's the problem with Fulkrug getting injured.
Fulkrug's injured.
Yeah, Fulkrug got injured on international duty, so he's a doubt for this game, 50-50. So I actually have a feeling that he might play Bowen up front.
Where is Paqueta?
Paqueta's there. The excuse was, he came back from Brazil, so he didn't start. But Antonio came back from Jamaica, so that's no excuse. I've got the website up.
Go ahead and share your screen.
All right, come. Can you see mine? Oh yeah, there it is. Okay, do you want me to go what Lopetegui would line up with?
Yep, what's Lopetegui gonna line up with?
Okay, well, this one's straightforward. Areola in goal. Been great for us. To be honest, hasn't done anything wrong. Carried a back injury, but he was fine off the international break. And yeah, if I'm gonna assume that Emerson won't be fit for this game, but he's a 50-50. So it'll be Soufal at right back, because it's either that or we play Cresswell at left back and Wan-Bissaka right back. Either way, it doesn't matter. Either way, we've got a huge weakness. But listen, Sufa's a nice guy, so apparently that makes you a good footballer.
Bro, if
Um,
it's Sufal, I'd want Neto on the other side, giving
yeah,
EWB problems, and I would want Sancho versus Sufal, like in Sancho just doing a whole heap of mess on Sufal personally. Like that's how I would want it. But
for me, it doesn't matter who you play down the left. If Sufa's playing, you play
now,
no one down the left.
now it used to be we didn't have anybody down the left. It used to
Yeah,
be fucking the dead zone. You remember like when you like drive, you're like driving into places, and then all of a sudden like you just run out of connection. Like you just not you can't get nothing on your phone, no
yep,
internet, no can't get a phone call, and you're
yeah.
gone for a couple miles. That's what our left side was last year. It was a dead
Uh,
zone, straight
bro,
dead zone.
it could be like I've slandered Mudryk plenty of times, but he even do you know even the game where we beat you last season where he scored where he shot the ball and went out for a throw in, he was still getting that Sufal because that's how bad Sufal is.
Yeah,
Sufal
but
used
I
to be very
think
good at
Sancho,
one.
bro, Sancho, bro, is
Yeah.
gonna
Yeah,
be.
but no, but that's what I'm saying. It could be anywhere. It doesn't matter. You could have no one there, and Sufal's getting done 1v1. Like that's my problem.
Fair enough.
Sufal was sick in lockdown crosses and 1v1 defending. He then got a groin injury in 2021 against Man United. Hasn't been the same since. So and he's done out anyway.
2 years ago too.
He runs like an old man. He looks like an old man. The guy's a pensioner. Mavropanos, unfortunately, is going to start instead of Tadibo because his manager is a crackhead. And Mavropanos is a bozo. Literally was
I've
the
been
reason why we
wondering
conceded
when Tadibo is gonna ever get brought in, but you just
free
answered
to
my question.
free Tadibo. I don't know why he isn't started. Our best player this season so far is going to start alongside him, Max Kilman. He's been amazing. Listen, I had reservations. I like the signing, but I had reservations. He's been great so far. He's proven the whole can't play in a back four sort of thing. Like the only thing he can be got down the channel still, don't get me wrong, but he hasn't shown that so far. He's pretty much done everything right, apart from like literally one chance. Like we're being nitpicky if we're talking about criticizing Kilman this season. So far so good from him. And listen, Aaron Wan-Bissaka at left back, and listen, he's played left back and right back both times this season, and he's been great on both sides. Like literally in possession, 1v1 defending.
I was gonna argue that he's been your best player this season so far, but
Yeah, listen, like even the two, I'd say Max Kilman's been borderline perfect. So that's why. Listen, so is Wan-Bissaka, but yeah, this is where it gets sticky because I don't think it's going to be either two of the three. All I know is that if this man doesn't start, and I'm assuming he does start, then we're completely screwed. Is Edson Alvarez like literally brings a whole new dimension to our midfield when it comes to leadership and winning the ball back and
I
passing it
love
between the
Edson
lines from
Alvarez.
deep in positions. Bro,
But he
he's
does get found out against really mobile tents. Like
oh
if
yeah,
you
for sure. Yeah.
if there's like and what we have specifically is mobile tens. Like when you're talking about Palmer and you're talking about Felix, like those are the guys that I really think that can really cause problems for Alvarez in this game.
Yeah. I'm going to give the manager the benefit of the doubt. Maybe he's not too much of a crackhead, so he'll play Rodriguez probably, maybe slightly advanced. So Guido Rodriguez. I don't want him to do this. I want him to play Carlos Sola, but because we played the same against Manchester City when we played Alvarez and Rodriguez, who, by the way, that was our best performance. They were both comfortable in possession, both doing well for us. But I wouldn't necessarily play them in this game, but listen, Rodriguez has been fine. Like he's new to this league. I'm not going to go too in on him, and he's meant to be a squad player. Paquetá should come back to the side because he's the only one that can pass the ball.
Do you think he plays Paquetá over that douchebag?
Yeah. Hopefully the douchebag doesn't play. If he does, then manager out. And you heard it from me first. Like I don't care. I didn't go through last season to do this again this season. I'm not doing this again. You've been backed with. By the way, he specifically said 2 players per position. You've got all of that. So you've got all of this. You've got all of this squad. All these excited attacking players. Meant to be a Spanish manager that likes football, not a terrorist. So don't play him. Down the left-hand side, it's going to be Mohamed Kudus. Listen, Mohamed Kudus is still a good player down the left-hand side. You're just only allowing him to be direct, and you're not getting the best possible like player out of him, running in the midfield and running from right wing positions. Like I want him in the number 10, and even Paquetá Sola deeper, but he's not going to do that. And unfortunately, we're kind of hindering the talent of Mohamed Kudus, but he's the most special player at this club, like in a good way, not the Suchek special way. Jared Bowen down the right-hand side. The problem is with this, like just talking from a tactical point of view, the problem is that our right back always likes to make the underlapping run instead of the overlapping run because that's what's been instructed. Which bowing down the touchline only allows him to be a creative winger because that's what makes teams just nullify him so easily. If he's in the pocket and he's just in the inside channel looking to shoot, it's very hard to stop him. If he's on the touchline,
I'm going to tell you
to stop him.
something.
You can
This is
nullify him.
going to be extremely narrow. Like this is going to be extremely either right-hand sided or very narrow. Because AWB is like when he does bomb forward, he's going to want to come onto his strong foot. Kudus does the same thing when he's going when he's going to want to go onto his strong foot. So it's like, is Kudus left-footed or right-footed?
Left.
Okay, so yeah, I guess it works out then. You don't need an overlap because
that's
and then AWB just is more of like a support for Kudus rather than anything. So I guess it does work balance wise.
The problem is that I would rather Somerville on the left. Just for a right foot. We need a right foot that cutting in. We've needed that for the whole window. We signed one. We're not playing him, and we're not giving him a chance. So that's a shame. But
that's what left-footed too.
Yeah, Bowen's left-footed as well. So, like, it just makes.
But they're both your best players too. It's not like, what are you gonna like? I see what you're saying. You'd move Kudus inside and then play like more of a pivot of one of Alvarez and Paqueta or Alvarez and Soler.
Yeah. That's how you get the best out of this team, in my opinion, because that's how you balance it. There's not been balanced all season when it comes to the attack. Now, I've said that he might play Bowen up front, but that means he would play Somerville, and he's not going to do that. So I'm going to assume that he's going to still stick with Antonio.
I mean, if he played Bowen up front, I would think that would scare me more than Antonio.
The problem is I have with Bowen up front is that he's not like he just doesn't have the striker movement. So like I want a proper number 9 movement. That's why I've been begging for Fulkirk to start every game. I think what we're going to do though, because of Antonio's poor performance, if he doesn't start, he'll start Bowen up front and then bring Danny Ings on as a sub like we did against Fulham. Because Danny Ings is the only other proper striker apart from Fulkirk. Like obviously natural number 9 and stuff. But listen, Ings can play a role, I guess, but coming off the bench. But I should be looking at 2024 and thinking about Danny Ings, like I'm thinking about Antonio up front, I should like when Fulkirk
the average age of your strikers are like 32.
Yeah, honestly, but like I was fine with the Fulkirk signing. Just I want people in our fan base to give him a chance because we have the biggest striker curse in world football. Like it generally goes back years and years and years before my time. So I want people to give strikers a chance at this club, but that's the problem with our fan base. But that's going to be the lineup. If put it this way, if you see, and I'm not just gaslighting, Jerry knows I've been complaining about Souček for time. If you see Souček in the lineup, you've won the game. I'm not taking a piss. I'm not joking. You've won the game. Because what happens here, these are all players that are somewhat comfortable with the ball. We played like against City, like Antonio down the channels, he's fine. We played through the lines, it was cool. You see when Thomas Souček starts, we change the whole style of play. We go long, no one's winning the second ball. And then we quick turnovers, then we're under pressure constantly. The difference is, I'm not necessarily scared of Chelsea, despite the fact they have good players for this game. In general, I would be. My problem is with this game is I'm scared of us. And what I mean by that is I'm scared of us missing our chances. Because I think we'll defend fine if we play our best back four. Because we've been defensively organised, playing higher up the pitch, and that just suits our players a lot more. But it's been, when we've created chances, we haven't finished them. Even then, against Fulham, we didn't even do that. So I've got big problems with mainly an attack, and you're meant to be more of an attacking
I
manager.
guess my real question for you is this. The only way you're going to beat Chelsea is if you can beat them, if you can create a mistake in the midfield. Okay?
Yeah.
Like, I'm going to be honest with you. Like the way that we're set up at this current moment is you have to create a mistake between the center backs and the midfield, the passing between the center backs and the midfield. Because outside of that, like the structure overall is actually pretty good. It's just that is where these mistakes have been coming from pretty much all of our goals. Is a pass between the goalkeeper, the center back, and the back two guys that are picking up the ball from the defense. Okay, so my question for you is this: do you see Paqueta and Guido being able to play high up the pitch and defending these guys, the Caicedos and Enzos potentially, or Caicedo, Enzo, and Gusto from being able to like progress the ball, because you've seen it against Wolves. Okay, the mid Cunha couldn't press. The midfield couldn't press our guys, and what happened? We cut right through them like butter. We cut right through them like butter. And that's the key. Bournemouth, Areola had those guys ready, 2 weeks ready to press. Okay? This is a different story, right? This is normal week. It's not right after international break. What do you think about that midfield that you just put in, the Paqueta and Guido specifically, pressing those three guys? Because that's really what it's going to end up being.
Unfortunately, I don't think Guido is good enough to be used in those sort of positions. Not anything against him, but
do you think then he might play Soler there to be able to do that?
I think that's what he should do. I don't think that's what he will do. I think if he wants to, if he wants to nullify that, he should. Do you know what the problem is, Joey, as well? And do you know what James Lawrence Alcott even said this on his video breaking us down? He was spot on. We don't press the defense all the time. We mainly press in the midfield. That's the trigger all the time. And going off what you said as well, that's the worst thing you can do.
If you let us get to the halfway line, you guys are fucked.
That's the problem. That's why I think you guys will win because of that.
Fucked. Like if it's a consistent and that's literally, and I'm telling you, and I've been saying this for the last year and a half, bro. We don't have an outlet ball. Okay, like it's clear as day. We do not have a long ball outlet. Okay, so when we do get pressed and we can't play out, we don't have a true outlet. Like we don't have somebody like Antonio who's gonna go win a header. Like Nico doesn't win headers, bro. He's like his heading ratio is so bad. Okay, it is so bad. That's why, to me, you might as well just play Nkunku, because it's like if you're not gonna bring anything aerially to the game, and Nkunku is the same player.
Yeah,
and he's more instinctual, at least. You know what I'm saying? In those areas. Yeah. So if you're telling me that this team is gonna play on the halfway, defend us on the halfway line, you're gonna be able to play through to Nkunku, that's where he's going to thrive. Like,
oh yeah, for sure.
So like that's where, to me, if it's me, I'm starting Nkunku over Nico, not because of that, but just because of the natural instincts that he has around the box is different. You know what I'm saying? And it's perfect against a team like this, where I don't believe. I mean, I think Nico will be just fine against these guys, because if you're telling me that Mavropanos is going to play. And even if it was Todibo, to be honest, I wasn't really too worried either or. Max Kilman's really the one that is actually like the general of it all. But like, if you're telling me that you're going to have Mavropanos play, Nico should isolate Mavropanos, pull him up the field, and then you have wide open spaces for Neto to play one-on-one. Like that. And you're talking about Soufal over there. If it's Neto or Sancho, you're telling me Jackson drops into the pockets. Jackson or Nkunku, you drop into the pockets. Mavropanos is going to follow because Palmer is going to be rolling to the other side. So Alvarez is going to have to follow him everywhere. Like you have to follow Palmer everywhere. So you leave that, he's going to vacate that area. So unless Guido really comes into a pivot, then Enzo's going to be able to have the ball a ton. If Jackson is pulling Mavropanos out of those areas, Neto or whoever the left winger is going to have a field day. Because I have faith in both Neto and Sancho to play one-on-one. Like that's the whole system in the end, is to get our guys one-on-one. So it's like those wingers one-on-one. Like, and I need one of the two wingers to be 75 to 80% on their duels. And I think the left winger is probably the more likely one at this point.
Oh, for sure.
To be honest with you, bro, I would have rather had Emerson on that other side because Madueke versus Emerson's actually like good for him. Where I think the AWB versus Madueke is like bad for Madueke because Madueke likes to use his physical abilities more and more against these fullbacks, where he is a little bit lanky, but he has a little bit of strength to him. But AWB is the same way, lanky, but a little bit of strength to him. So I think it's gonna that is where I would say, and that's also why I say Sancho left, Neto right in this game would be my preferred. And then you bring on Madueke as an option and off the bench. Like that's how I would do it personally. But
yeah, I think the way you described it, especially with the Mavropanos Sufal situation, like drawing Mavropanos out, Mavropanos gets baited too easily. I think because that's his natural game to get aggressive, like on the front foot and all that. But it doesn't work. It never has. He tried doing it against Manchester City, it didn't work. Like when he sat back against Palace, like when we just kept it compact back four, nobody jumped in. We allowed the centre midfielders to mark their number 10s because they played two number 10s. They try and get in between the right back and centre back or the left back and centre back. We did that well. That was fine. But when Mavropanos is drawn in too far, and then you isolate Sufal and whoever you're going to play left wing, I'm scared of Sancho as it is. But Sancho versus Sufal scares me even more. I've been telling people about Jadon Sancho since he left Man United. I've been telling telling people Man United cesspit. Sancho's sick. Sufal as it is scaring me just playing. But Mavropanos and Sufal on the same side as well has never worked. Never ever worked. It's just two bozos next to each other, no communication, don't know what to do. They don't know what to do with the ball. They don't know what to do off the ball, and no structure can save them. So that would be a big problem for me. That's why.
All summer, bro. All summer, you were saying like you need both the Czech players out. Like all summer, you were screaming for it. So it's like it's not something that's like out of the blue by you. Like you've been asking for both these guys, both these Czech players to get out of your club since we were talking over when we were watching Copa games. Like that's how long it's been. I mean, I'm sure it's been longer, but that's really how long I've known you. So it's like,
I've been doing it for about 2 years, pretty much. I've been screaming it for about 2 years. That's it. They're still here.
That's a better color for you guys.
But
all right,
luckily with Sufal's got 1 year left, so hopefully I don't have to put up with much longer.
Let's do a combined 11.
Okay, that should be interesting.
All right, in goal, I'm gonna actually give Sanchez I'm gonna argue Sanchez here. Last few games, especially, I'd say just on form specifically. I wouldn't say like in an overall sense of just like what we're talking about right now in form.
Yeah,
Sanchez has been in great form. Like he's just been he's been better than I've ever thought he could be type form, personally.
Are we doing this whole thing on form, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay, then fair enough. I'll give that to you. But it's not like Arion has been shit, but Sanchez has been great.
Sanchez, and I'm not a Sanchez fan, but I'm actually going to give him the props, like the proper props that he deserves, because he's actually been extremely good. Like we cannot say anything other than that. Like he's been really good. Right back.
I'm going to argue Wan-Bissaka.
Nah, I'm not arguing that. I'm giving it to you. I'm not arguing.
The guy's been basically perfect in everything he's done. Apart, he obviously can't cross, but that's that we knew that already. Like we don't really cross.
And to be honest, like he's been. I think the pressure of Manchester United being lifted off of him has made him back to the player that we saw at Crystal Palace, and it's very nice to see. It's very refreshing to see. Yeah. I did like the player when he was at Crystal Palace. I did think he was a fantastic defender, but just in moments, right? It's just in moments on the ball that you just saw. It's just like, but his ball carrying in these last few games. I mean, Gusto. I can't argue Gusto for this. Just because Gusto hasn't been very good. Like he just hasn't. So and Reese has been out, so we'll leave it at that. I'm gonna do a tandem of Lamar Samuels and Kilman.
That's fair. Yeah.
Levi, Colwell, and Kilman. I think Levi has been fantastic, and from what you've said, as Kilman being your best player this season so far, sounds like Kilman deserves the other spot.
Yeah, the only
Fofana's
thing
had
we
a
did
few
wrong-
mistakes,
Yeah,
and I mean we don't even need to speak on the other center backs that we have. So
yeah. I mean, Mavropanos was never making this. But
okay, fair.
what's it called? But what's it called? The only Kilman mistake I can think of was the goal from Fulham, and that was it. And really, he should be doing better because he knows Raul Jimenez. But that's it really. And to be honest with you, that bullshit never got to him in the first place because of Mavropanos. So I can't really blame him. That's like too tough. I can, but I can't at the same time. Like,
So would you put Emerson over Cucurella?
yeah, I wouldn't say Emerson's only done one thing wrong, and that was passing it, giving Paquetá a hospital pass against Man City. Other than that, he's been fine. Like, honestly,
But
I'll say
same
7 out of 10 most games.
I would say the same with Cucurella though. About 7 out of 10.
You can argue either way. Like,
Yeah, I mean, that's what I'm saying. Like I don't know. That's the one I would like to. I would like to actually argue on though. Like
yeah,
like to be honest, like I really actually would like to argue this because.
So let me just say, like, Aston Villa
Sure.
game, Leon Bailey didn't hear from him because Emerson didn't let him do anything. He didn't let him. He didn't like when he made him cut it on his left foot. It was off an angle where the shot wasn't on, so it just allowed Leon Bailey just to be rash and then just shoot it over the.
How has he done going forward?
Yeah, he's done great going forward because he's given us like basically last season. The system was just Paquetá wide left and Emerson running underlapping, whereas this season, like obviously Lopetegui cares about his fullback. That's one thing I'll give Lopetegui. Lopetegui is really good with his fullbacks in his system. Emerson's combined well with everyone. He's like him and Kudus do actually have an understanding. It's just when Kudus gets into the final third on the left, it is what it is. But Emerson's done really well going forward still because that's what Emerson's main attribute is. He's basically a winger playing at left back, to be fair. But he still defends really well.
Because Cucurella has been like in those inside areas on the counter press and like especially like when he's up more in the advanced areas on the counter press when he's picking up the ball. And then like in the last game he had 2 or 3 crosses where it was like, oh, can we just have a striker in there? Like I think one bounced right off of Madueke's legs or went right through Madueke's legs in one of those. So it was like, man, I wish I could have got a like. I want to give you one, but like let's leave this open. And I don't think Opo's fair because this is a Chelsea channel.
Yeah, we know who's gonna win that.
Yeah, I know who's gonna win. So like I'll leave it open. We'll see if we need to like give one to take one kind of situation.
Yeah, fair.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I'm gonna go Caicedo as one of these guys in the midfield.
I think you should have the midfield if you're gonna put Lavia there next to him.
I mean, but Lavia just hasn't played. That's the only thing. He's played one game. In the one game, he looked fantastic. But
the only person I could argue is Guido, because Alvarez has only played 2 Premier League games, and I'm not going to put the other guy there. So I can't really argue.
Yeah, and I'm not going to put Enzo in there either.
I'd say Guido. Guido's been fine. Like he's been fine. He's been 7.
Just Guido based off of like being available.
Yeah, but being available, but he's done his job. You know, he's done his job. To be fair,
I think this is where we do the give and take. It's like, okay, because like I could
take Cucurella.
But okay, I'll take Cucurella. We'll give you Guido. Okay, that's fair.
Yeah. Because we ain't got many options in that midfield.
No, I mean, we could do Lavia, like you said, because he was really good when he did play. But Guido has played. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
he's played. So I'll give you that one, and then we'll take Cucurella on that side.
Yeah, that's fair.
Man, here's where it's tough for me, because like Palmer's had like 2 good games, 2 bad games. Okay, Paquetá has had probably like 1 good game. I'll say
none. I'll say he was okay against City, but he still made major mistakes against City. Yeah. So I don't think Paquetá can get in this.
Okay.
I think Palmer has to get over Paquetá. You're doing number 10 than Palmer. On the right hand side, I'm gonna be brutally honest. As much as I love Jared Bowen, I don't think he's been helped by the system, and I don't think he's got into positions enough where he can thrive.
Yeah, I think it
I think
has to
based
be
on the fact that
Madueke.
Madueke, it has to be Madueke. He scored a hat trick. Like
Yeah.
I know it's only one game, but he scored a hat trick.
Yeah,
So
but we're only 4
I'm being
games
fair.
in. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? It's like
yeah,
if we do that, then it has to be Madueke. I'm gonna give you kudos here.
yeah.
I just know his quality.
Mm,
I know that he's had a couple rough games just being on the left.
yeah.
It's not been pretty.
Mm.
But yeah. And then we'll just talk GA. What does Antonio have in GA right now?
0-0, I think.
All right. Well, Nico,
Yes,
take
fuck
the
all, bro.
spot then.
I don't think that was even a conversation anyway. Not being real. I know Jackson hasn't been great, but Antonio's been genuinely arse. Like, could make worst team of the season 4 games in. So, like, it is what it is. And do you know what it is? Kudus on the left as well. Kudus on the left is like a 7 out of 10 footballer. He's just not Kudus. He's just a normal footballer. Kudus in his position is unbelievable. Like, he can still do a good job on the left. It's just not Mohamed Kudus. So, I think that's a fair 11 for me. I'm not going to lie and say more West Ham players can get in that.
Nah, I mean Solomon. I take Mike's opinion very seriously when he talks about his players, and I mean, in most scenarios, Mike's is one to back Bowen.
Mm-hmm.
But Bowen, from what he's been saying, I've only watched like 2 games. So I watched the West Ham game, the Villa game.
Mm-hmm.
That I watched that game, and I watched the City game. So I haven't watched the last few games of yours.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna start since we probably are gonna end up doing a bit of it. We're gonna be doing a show probably more often. I'm gonna start watching your guys' games weekly now. So we'll get caught up on you guys.
Do you know what the problem is? As I said, like Bowen's been forced to just be on the touchline, and the problem is with being the touchline winger, you got to have some form of like being creative for other players, like putting through balls in for other players that are underlapping, etc. He's not that type of player.
He wants to be creative for himself.
Yeah, you want him in the pockets, shooting like he did against Crystal Palace, in those pockets, and just letting it off.
Yeah,
he'll find the smallest gap to shoot. He'll find the smallest gap to shoot. And
it's unfortunate because you have like 2 players that are very similar. You know what I mean?
Mm.
Like, I would say that Kudus is the same way as Bowen, and he's the same foot.
That's the thing. Like, I think Kudus is Bowen, but rawer, but a lot more than Bowen at the same time, where he can wrestle off 4 players at the same time and dribble through the whole team and won't lose the ball. Sometimes he does run into dead ends, don't get me wrong. But I think when he's got 4 players on him, he'll find a way out of it. He'll find a way. Bowen can't do that. Kudus is just a special footballer. Like, he's unbelievable. But on the left, you're not going to see that. You're not going to see that unless you're allowing him to run inside.
Man.
Yeah. Like, he's just
so special.
Unbelievable.
And like, I'm not even mad that you guys got him because like we got Palmer, obviously.
Yeah.
So it was like one or the other we were gonna get. It was never gonna be both. Like, and because the prices for both of them were, it was just like we weren't in a place to get both of them at the time.
Yeah.
And to be honest, right now, if you told me last year, Joey, don't worry, next year we're bringing you back Felix and we're bringing Sancho for you. Oh, also, we're going to have Neto. I would be like...
That's insane. That's insane, man.
You know what I'm saying?
That's fucking greedy.
It feels greedy. It feels greedy. But last year, I was sitting here saying that we didn't have enough fucking creation. You know what I'm saying? It was Palmer and Chudla. Like, we had Palmer or God help us. Like, we really needed it. You know what I'm saying?
That's the just funny. People forget West Ham were going to get Palmer. That's what people forget. Paquetá was going to move to City. Palmer was
Yep.
going to move to West Ham on loan with an option to buy. But the
Yeah,
problem
that
was
has
he
been
probably wouldn't
that-
look like the same Palmer because it's Moyes, but he probably would have played him off the
Yeah,
left.
that was the
and
other
shit.
thing. You would have been under Moyes, so
Yeah, and he would have played
now
off
we
the
got
left.
so much creation, bro. It's like I don't even know who to start. You know, like Neto, Madueke, or Sancho's. Like at any point, any of them should start. And like personally, like right now, like I wanted a striker, but bro, we should be playing in Christopher and Nkunku at striker. Like,
Mm.
like we should be giving him more opportunities, bro. Like the opportunities that Nico gets, bro. Fucking Christopher Nkunku could be at three. He could be at 3 to 5 goals already. The way that with the type of chances that Nico has gotten, Christopher Nkunku would be at 3 to 5 goals right now. Out straight up.
Yeah.
3 to 5 goals.
No, he's another special footballer in my opinion. Like he's just unbelievable in most positions. I know he's not like the greatest of the
Dude,
left
it
wing
just-
in this system,
You know
but
what
like,
it is?
fucking hell, man.
You know what it is, bro? It's when teams start to play in tight space, like force us to play in tight spaces. It's like Nico loses his composure, where
Yeah.
that's where Christo thrives. It's
Mm.
literally what he thrives on. Is I want you to put a leg in.
Yeah.
I want you to put a leg. Show me that. Put a leg in. Let's show me what's gonna. I'll show you what will happen. Put a
Yeah.
leg in. I'll show you what will happen.
Mm.
Oh, jink here. Oh, jink there. You're either taking me out or I'm scoring. Like, how many times have we seen it with this guy already? 3, 4 times. He comes in moments and does this. Why can't we give him 90 minutes of a winger playing one-on-one and him coming in and supporting him, picking up the ball and turning? Because he's one of the best. He's one of the best on the half turn that I've seen in this league. It's like Kudus.
No, I agree.
It's like Kudus, Cunha, KDB, fucking Nkunku
Yeah,
on the half turn. Like there ain't many better.
that's not. I actually agree.
Like
We saw that at Leipzig as well.
it's like all I need to do, all I need is like I think it will happen in this game. I think Nico will start. He might get a goal, he might not.
Yeah.
I don't think he will. Just based off of his form recently and the way he looks on the ball. And well, I'll know from first 5 minutes how well Nico's going to play. First 5 minutes, I can tell how well Nico's going to play.
Oh no,
Every
from
game.
the lineup.
No, I just first touches. Like sometimes he looks on it. Sometimes he just looks way, way, way gone. Like something else is on his mind type shit. Like that's the way he plays. But man, this one's exciting other than the fact that it's early kickoff. Fuck the Premier League for making it early kickoff.
This game is always early kickoff, especially at our ground. It's always early kickoff. I know. Even I live
same with Everton away. We always get early kickoff at Everton away too.
That's even worse. It's not even close.
Yeah.
It's not even close. Like for people in this country.
I know.
But like that's the thing. I don't live far away. Like I don't live near the stadium, but it's an easy journey for me, and I don't even want to go. And I'm in this country. I don't even want to go in this early kickoff. That's the only reason why it's early kickoff. I never want to go to an early home game. Fuck that, man. I don't want to get up. I don't want to wake up early for this shit on a Saturday.
What time
watch
is
Super
early
play.
for you guys on what time does that game start?
12:30.
Bitch.
I don't want to wake up on a Saturday.
Bitch,
I don't want to wake
you
up
know
past
what time I have to wake up just to be able to watch the
5.
game?
Like 5.
4:30. 4:30.
I know. I'm complaining. I don't know it's patronizing, but still,
I know, and I know I'm missing the first half hour. I know I'm missing I'm missing the first half hour of our game. I'm telling everybody. I have to go watch. We go every early kickoff. I have to go back and watch the first half hour because there's no fucking way in hell I wake up at 4:30. I'll be at 5 o'clock in the morning, rolling in my bed, like turning on the TV in my room, in my bedroom to be able to watch it. Like that's what's gonna end up happening. And then by like halftime, I'll make myself a cup of tea and I'll actually like be on somebody's stream. But like 4:30, bro. Can daylight savings time hit again, so you guys can change the time thing, and I can go back to it being 5:30.
No, I don't know. I don't know.
That's what
I
happens
don't,
because I don't do daylight savings time here. So everything, all the events outside of Arizona, they move an hour.
Oh, right. That's useful, I guess. Don't have shit like that in this country. Fuck this country. Fucking hate it here. I just like my area. I don't like the rest of the country. I just like where I live.
Well, that's good at least. He likes his ends. He's one of them ones that's never gonna leave his ends. He's gonna.
Oh, probably not. Probably not. It's not too rich. It's not too poor. Like it's just right in the middle. So it's just accessible. Do what I want.
He said, "I'm not leaving my ends."
No, I'm not. I refuse. I refuse.
All right. Well, this has been a great episode, bro. We're gonna start doing this every week, man. Like, I think this is what we'll do. Like around this time every week, maybe a Thursday every week. We'll start doing this. I don't know. You don't play FIFA, but we'll have to find something else for us to do during international break. Maybe it's like bingo or some shit that we do. That might be cool. We do bingo during international breaks and stuff because we do pro clubs for a link on Tuesdays during international break. So we'll still have to replace you'll have to think of something that we could replace your show with on international break. Maybe we'll do bingo.
Yeah.
Something along the lines of that. But
I'm done now.
This is, I think, like I said, I think this is gonna be something we do. Something we do every week. And I appreciate everybody rolling through. We had nearly like 32 subscribers at the top, at like the high points. So I really do appreciate it. We can do tier lists. Yeah, we can do tier lists. I appreciate everyone rolling through. Since Mike's will be here more often, we'll have updates on how West Ham are doing throughout the season. I think I'll probably try to find a Newcastle fan here soon. I think I have one in mind, a Newcastle fan, because with this, it's like I'm trying to get people that nobody really knows about as much. Like I'm trying to like get some people who aren't in like the mainstream of these shows. So then we all do. Eventually, I'll put all of you guys together into like a debate show of like 4 or 5 of us. Yeah. So, everyone, I appreciate you rolling through. Hope you guys have a blessed day. And before we leave, score predictions.
2-1 Chelsea.
3-1 Chelsea. 3-1 Chelsea.
2-1.
3-1 Chelsea for me. All right, everyone. Hope you guys have a fantastic day.